Here's a quick podcast for all you true crime fans. The Case of the Missing Reeses. It was me at the store with my mouth. Motive? They're Reeses. What was I going to do? Stop myself? Tune in next time to see if I do it again. Spoiler, I will. Wow, that had everything. Reeses, suspense, Reeses.
Last podcast on the left is all about the facts. So when Southern New Hampshire University came on as a sponsor, it was time to do some research. Turns out they offer more than 200 online degree programs, and get this, criminal justice and psychology are some of the most popular. Classes have no set meeting times, and tuition rates are some of the lowest in the U.S. Want to learn even more about SNHU? Visit snhu.edu/last.
There's no place to escape to.
This is the last podcast.
On the left.
From your grave.
That's when the cannibalism started.
What was that?
Are we starting?
I want to be mayor of Fucktown.
Oh, you cannot be.
I want to become Comptroller of Fucktown.
What is happening?
Hey, Marcus.
Yes,
Do you like
Henry.
the fact that we're in your hotel room and where my butt is where your face soon will be?
It's going to be wonderful.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed. Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome to the last podcast on the left. I am Ben Kissel with Marcus Parks.
Hello.
And sitting on Marcus Parks' bed, where Marcus will have to sleep, is literally the butthole of one and only Henry Zabrowski.
My name is Terry Mowen, and I am the Comptroller of Fucktown.
Very good. Thank you. All right. We are recording our first last podcast on the left live proper show from the road. We want to thank everyone we've seen so far. Nashville was incredible.
It was.
I loved it. I had a bologna sandwich at Robert's, which I talked about on Side Stories, and I'm not going to do it again.
You have been speaking
know.
about the fucking sandwich
I know.
for 72 hours.
I understand. Time continues to go into the future, but the sandwich remains in my mind.
We've had at least a dozen other memories.
Well, I also have a stomach full of cheese curds because coming back from our Cincinnati, which we were at Cincinnati yesterday, and people were wonderful. Thanks for everyone who came out. Now my stomach is full of cheese curds.
Yeah, from Grandpa's Cheese Shack.
And Marcus got the fudge.
Yeah, he went down to the fudge shack.
We lost Marcus at Grandpa's Cheese Shack for like 20 minutes, and we're like, he's in Grandpa's cheese basement, getting Grandpa's cheese fudged.
Yeah, well, not many people come into my cheese basement to see I have a special new kind of cheese I made called Grandpa cheese.
All right. Well, speaking of disgusting, today's episode, are we going to do, is this a Gold Star episode?
I would say this is probably a Gold Star episode, yeah.
Okay, I would agree with that. So we are on to part 2 of The Shoemaker, Joseph Kallinger.
So thankfully, about a week after Joseph restrained his children, beat one of them with a hammer handle, and burned the other with a spatula, Mary Jo, Joey, and Michael went to the cops and reported Joseph Kallinger for abuse, and Joseph Kallinger was arrested.
I did no such thing. I am just a chef.
You're just I thought you were
I was making breakfast for my children and they happened to get in the way.
I thought you were a shoemaker, sir.
Yeah, that's my hobby.
Interesting.
Well, after this, his children became a part of his delusions. They became what Joe called the 3 total gods, beings completely in charge of his life, which filled Joseph with contempt for some of his children and reverence for others.
I am sick of being scared of these children.
I agree. I mean, honestly, though, a lot of fathers feel overwhelmed by the responsibilities of fatherhood, and then you just omelet that with a mental health condition, and I guess that's what we have here.
Well, he did view his re-education of these kids as a solemn job. And he said it too. He's like, I don't want to be doing this. This is not how I wanted to do this. I wanted to do it the nice way. But once the experiments failed. Like, that's
Exactly.
and once that's your logic, beating the kids isn't part of it. That was a solemn job of his. And the weird fear and reverence of the kids is very, very interesting because it would cause, a lot of problems in the future.
Sort of reminds me of that scene from Mommy Dearest. with the wire hangers and all that stuff, where she's like, she felt like she was doing this young girl a favor.
Yeah.
And she was like, I can't believe you're making me do this again. I want to be sleeping.
Now, concerning the sentencing for his crimes, Joseph received a suspended sentence in regard to beating Joey and was put on 4 years psychiatric probation for the burning of Mary Jo and was required to regularly report to a psychiatrist. But after just a 5-minute conversation, the psychiatrist decided that there wasn't a damn thing wrong with Joseph, and that was the end of the psychiatric counseling.
Mr. Kallinger, here is your psychological exam. What is this?
That's a hat.
Well, it is shoes, but I'm just very strange you didn't recognize that. You're like,
Yeah, I'm just saying, but it's like shoes are like a hat for feet.
you're doing great.
Doing just fine.
I'm actually going to ask you to just leave my office.
Well, he passed the test. That's what happens when you schedule your psychiatrist appointment for 11:55. Everyone knows lunch is noon. You got 5 minutes. That's all he had to work with.
But since Joseph had spent some time in jail, his business suffered. See, nobody really wanted to go to Kallinger Rapid Shoe Repair Pickup and Delivery Service ever since the owner was convicted of beating and burning his kids.
They gotta say I have discipline.
I mean, the shoes are probably the same.
Oh, yeah, the shoes are very much the same, but nobody wanted to go. He even started handing out business cards at the courthouse to the judge, to the bailiff, trying to get business.
Let me take a look at these New Balances. Okay. The one thing I will say about these New Balances, they're not making you Jesus Christ.
Not like his shoes, right?
And as a result, because there was no business coming in, the family suffered once more because no money was coming in. So, in order to get the business back up and running, Joseph convinced his children to completely recant their testimony, and in February of 1974, they did, completely letting their father off the hook, and the good people of Philadelphia came back to Joseph.
The way they describe this scene in the book is that Kallinger is like,
Oh, I gotta get my business back in order. They're gonna see the fact that I didn't kill my children. That means I didn't finish the job.
right. And so he brought all the kids down in the basement, and he's like,
Here's the thing. We're gonna tell the police that you kids lied. And we're going to say you're very sorry, but everything you said was a complete falsity, and your father is not only the right arm of Christ himself, but he's also an excellent father and a wonderful shoemaker. And all of the kids, their response were, hell yeah, it's fun to lie to the cops. Straight up, all of them were like, we get to spend all day like lying at these cops.
Well, it is straight. Has there ever been a shoe company or a shoemaker that has not abused children? I'm staring at my Nikes right now and just being like, they kill 30 kids a day, and people are still making them the #1 bestseller.
But something changed in Joseph Kallinger when he burned his daughter and beat his son. The commandment from God to be the savior of mankind through orthopedics had died. Instead, God was now commanding Joseph to destroy the world he'd failed to save.
I'm just saying, why didn't God just encourage him to make sandals or just like get on the croc game?
Because he didn't care about leisure shoe wear. These are workman shoes. Okay. These are businessman shoes.
Joseph's job now was to personally murder every single person on the planet by destroying their sexual organs. 3 billion people in 1974. And at the end of it all, Joseph was going to murder himself. And at the moment of his own murder, Joseph would become God.
And that's it. Set it and forget it.
I guess so. So this is a pretty grand plan here.
Huge plan. Yeah, he was planning to kill every single person on Earth one by one by ripping up the dick and balls.
Maybe he should have had 6 minutes with the therapist. Just get that last minute in there so he can utter that sentence.
He believed that you destroy the penis, it like deflates the person. Like that if you snip the penis off, that they literally would just disappear. And he's not doing well.
No.
He does it. He's obviously not thinking straight.
No.
But his response to God, when God said, you have to kill every single person that exists, Kallinger was like, oh, that's going to take a lot of time. Right. And that's going to take a lot of wrist energy.
Well, as we learned from the Lorena documentary, if you cut someone's penis off, they just get more famous. They actually don't die.
But in order to become God, Joseph had to enlist the help of a god. So he brought one of the 3 total gods into the fold, his 12-year-old son Michael, and began a crime spree. Now, committing crimes with his teenage children was not new to Joseph. He'd already been out with Joey spray painting the front gates of Joey's high school, and he even sometimes sent Joey out to commit crimes on his behalf.
This is one of those moments in the show where I have to say if he wasn't crazy, and that would be really fun.
It is
I wish my
Curly
dad
Sue.
would-
This is Curly Sue. It is him waking up his son at night, being like, "Come on, kids, it's time to go tagging." And then they went and did hung out on the subway station, Latin Kings everywhere. Represent 718, 718 till I die.
It's crazy.
Oh, so you guys are fine with the crime spree, but Diggin' Daddy, for some reason, that's weird?
No, because Digging Daddy wasn't just digging; he was crapping and coming in the dig.
It was crapping and coming, Daddy, after the kids went to sleepy time. This was this part is fun because vandalism is fun.
Yes.
The actual hard physical labor just seems to be. It's not that I don't think it's.
It's not fun.
But it's because it's hard. That's why it's imagining the actual physicality of making them dig until their arms can't move anymore.
Right. Yeah.
Well, Joseph called sending his kids out on crimes. He called that delegating. Joey was the Kensington delegate. He was the local boy.
I learned a little bit about Kensington since this, because Natalie lived in Philly for a section of time, and apparently Kensington's it's a little rough.
Yeah. It's not doing well, huh?
Sounds like a terrible, terrible place.
Well, I'll tell you one thing, guys. I don't know why you're angering the people who seem to be the most dangerous in Philadelphia. I've actually heard Kensington is a great place full of wonderful, peaceful people, and we hope to see you soon on the road.
So Joey, he was the Kensington delegate. Michael, he was Kallinger's suburb delegate. Together, Joseph and Michael would take buses out to suburban towns around Pennsylvania and New Jersey and rob houses in the middle of the day. And Betty, Joseph's wife, she was in on it too. Sometimes she'd wake up early and make breakfast for Joseph and Michael, knowing exactly what it was that they were going out to do that day.
Here we go. Here's some eggs. So what are you guys getting into today?
Well, hopefully what I hope to do is cut off at least 25 penises. I just want to rummage through people's underwear drawers and I want to steal jewelry.
You kids. You're still a kid at heart, Joe.
She's like the mom of the, what is it, the Bugle Boys? the cartoon dogs?
It was from DuckTales. and Scrooge McDuck, yeah.
Of course.
Psychological disorders, they're not transitive, obviously, right? But it is really strange how if you pull a bunch of people into a room under what is now sort of the collective reality of Joseph Kallinger, about how they all of a sudden they just play along.
Well, it's a Stockholm syndrome type of thing, where all these people are under the control of this one man. So so what he says goes. So they just kind of follow Joseph's lead.
It's weird. Is it just because? Is this straight up? Is this the patriarchy? Honestly, is that what? Is this boiled into that? Where the idea is to just kind of whatever dad wants is good for a family. Happy dad, happy sads.
I don't remember this episode of Leave It to Beaver. That's all I'll say on that.
It might be a part of that, but I think it is also a part of just him taking control of the entire household. And remember, they are living in a literal fortress, that he has built. They are living in a house where he has covered most of the windows with metal plates and then covered those with cement. So they are, and they also said that some of them enjoyed it. They enjoyed the lifestyle, but that's when they weren't getting the holy living hell beat out of them.
Yeah. Right. No, 12-year-olds, again, you get to go spray paint in your school. Who doesn't want to do that with your dad? And also, Marcus mentioned the word Stockholm. We're going to be in Stockholm. Yeah! And I think it's time to plug that. We cannot wait to see you all out there.
Yeah, that's our Stockholm Syndrome tour that we'll be doing throughout Stockholm, taking people hostage until they learn to love us.
But the thing is about the kids and the wife and all of them, nobody except Joseph knew that all of this was being done under the commandment of God. Joseph wasn't telling them that. He was keeping all of the God stuff to himself.
It's like the secret masters shit.
Mm-hmm.
But does that mean that he knew it was crazy?
He didn't really go into why he didn't tell anybody about it.
The way it seems to me, in my mind, I'm not really sure, but it's like Joseph Kallinger is on one channel. And when he switches over to the Family Channel, it's like, when you watch, it's like when he switches over to his Family Channel,
Right.
that's ABC. But on the Joe Kallinger channel, it's like the old school scrambled spice TV where it's like he's kind of seeing television, he kind of hears his family in the other room. I think it's also very personal for him. And he believes and expressively believes, being like,
If I were to tell people about my personal relationship with God, then I would be sort of being like, I would be tattling on God.
So his version of God is blurry Shannon Tweed porn.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it wasn't long before God upped the ante from breaking and entering to murder. According to Joseph, God said, quote,
"The destruction of the hamsters was the beginning. You continued by burning Mary Jo's thigh, only you were supposed to shove the hot spatula up into her vagina and guts, but you chickened out and burned only the soft flesh near her vagina. Now the time has come for you, with Michael's help, to kill 3 billion people."
I heard a lot of talk like that from the Lord in the summer of 74.
Jeez. Well, I have read some of the Bible, and it doesn't seem out of the realm of possibility that God would say something like that.
I heard a lot of talk from the Lord like that in the summer of 74.
And I tell you what, never. The road.
Michael was not yet 13 years old at the time, but by Joseph's estimation, his son was perfect for the job. He was enthusiastic, ruthless, and according to Joseph, had a much bigger penis. So Mike had power that Joseph didn't. That's what Joseph believed.
Yeah.
Can you not do the much bigger penis with your arms? Like I'm at Subway sandwiches, be like, what, 6 inches, a foot long? Like, much bigger if possible.
Listen, come here. Michael, wake up. Listen, we're going to do a little bit of a size test, but I don't want to show you my penis because that'll be disgusting, and I don't want you to see how small it is. So here you go. Just hold this Tootsie Roll up to next to your penis. You go in the bathroom and you do it, and you tell me just how much bigger it is than the Tootsie
All
Roll.
right, it's going to be bigger. My goodness. This is a young child we're talking
That
about.
is much bigger.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Kallinger. Enough.
So, on June 26, 1974, Joseph told Mike straight up that he had a strong desire to kill people and that Michael was the one to do it with him. In response, according to Joseph, Mike just said, quote,
Glad to do it, Dad.
Oh, God, that's scary.
He is
How much? Now, I know this kid isn't Damien from The Omen, but, like, he sounds really on board for this.
Well, I wonder, right? Because Michael in this whole situation's been kind of the sleeper kid.
Yeah.
Because Joey's really been the one who's been mixing shit up. He's been doing a lot of the vandalism, arson, sucking dudes off underneath the bridge, stealing shit, assaulting people. He was the real career criminal of the family. Michael kind of hang in the background. I almost wonder if it's kind of a perverted, like, Dad showing me attention. This is my way to bond with my dad.
Yeah.
But the way he jumped into cutting people's penises off was like the way I jumped into podcasting.
Okay.
Now, we don't know if Mike really was as enthusiastic about crime and murder as Joseph says he was, because Mike never publicly spoke about his crimes. But no matter what, Mike was still right at Joseph's side during all of the murders, helping. So about a week and a half after Joseph suggested murder, Joseph took his son aside and told him that today was the day. The two of them hit the streets, and at about 6:30 p.m., they found a 10-year-old boy named Jose Colazo hanging around outside the Man Recreation Center. Joseph and Mike told Jose that they needed help moving some boxes of ribbon, and if he'd like to help, they'd pay him for his time.
Because this is back when kids could work.
Yeah.
They could work, but also you don't need help moving boxes of ribbon. Ribbon is extremely light.
But if you have a lot of ribbon, though.
Are they in the
You haven't seen this ribbon.
I don't know. Just
And
ask
I've
him,
got
are
some.
you
My
in
own
the
personal ribbon is very small. But my son's ribbon, it's much bigger.
Are we talking about boxes of ribbon still?
I'm talking about cocks.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Well, in reality, they were planning to take Jose to the nearby abandoned rug factory and murder him. And that's exactly what they did. Once they got him there, they stripped the boy nude, bound his hands and ankles with cord, and then, using a shoemaker's tool, they cut the boy's penis off and let him bleed to death.
You know, it's interesting that they used the shoemaker tool. Do you think that he knew about branding? Was he just like, this is going to be so on brand the way that we're going to do
I'll
this?
finally be one of Batman's rogue gallery.
It really is like a super villain move to use the shoemaker tool.
I think it's just what he had in
Just
the
what
house.
he had. Oh,
yeah,
God, that's freaking disgusting.
Well, God told him God told him he had powerful tools, and he's shown
that's
the light.
right.
Because there's that one segment when they said in the book where the light would come through the window onto the lip, because it's the lip-shaped knife that he first had, and he first learned how to snip the thing because he brought his shoe snippers with him, and he believed that as a shoemaker, truly his job was to be the ultimate fucking revengeful shoemaker for God's hands. But he also said he did not know how the kid died because they were beating him, like Michael was beating him and choking him, and so he goes to hop hop and he gives him the chomp, and then they were like the yada yada yada, and then it's just like then the kid was dead because he assumed that when
I have a clue as to why the child died.
But I don't
figured
know
he
if
probably bled to death.
I actually don't know if he bled to death. I think they then manually strangled him. Not to be like sounding like a baseball announcer about it, but I think they did manually strangle him.
It is absolutely disgusting. All right, so this is by far the most brutal thing that's happened.
Yeah, by far, yeah.
Okay.
Well, about this murder, Joseph told Flora Schreiber, quote,
Mike and I did what we did and what we had planned to do. We had passed the test. The rest will be easy. God's will be done. Amen, Flora.
First of all, the rest wouldn't be easy. He would still have 3 billion people to do
I'll
that
tell you
to.
what, I have seen on several magnets. A journey of 1,000,000 miles begins with one tiny boy's penis being chopped off.
I don't think that's the right motto.
I've been at different stores than you.
Yes, I think you must have been going to a different Barnes & Noble than me.
and he went even further in his description, lamenting the lack of light at the murder scene. This is a further quote.
I was a little disappointed because it had been too dark in the factory to see blood. I wanted to see blood. My thoughts were drenched in blood, blood gushing out of human bodies, blood flooding the cities, staining rivers and oceans, blood boiling in a huge pot with morsels of sexual organs in it that quiver while bubbles pop and splash. Oh, I love a soup.
All right, so I just have to ask that. I know it's obvious that you wanted to see blood.
Oh, I honestly, even just a nice borscht.
Did you think about just turning the light on?
Oh, my God.
Yeah, that would
It's like shutting the computer off when you have computer problems.
Exactly.
It was an abandoned rug factory. The power had been cut.
No, okay. So that's his biggest complaint is he didn't see enough blood.
That he didn't see enough blood, that it was too dark in there.
All right.
So after murdering this child, Joseph put the severed penis in his pocket and took it home. There, he sealed it in plaster of Paris, but once it started to smell, Joseph took his trophy and threw it in the sewer. And not surprisingly, Joseph and Mike were never suspected of the crime in any way whatsoever. Nobody saw him with the kid. Now, Joseph said he just acted the part of the outraged citizen.
What happened to his penis? Oh, I want to talk to the editor.
Well, we didn't even mention that he lost his penis.
Oh,
that's-
interesting.
Yeah, it seems like a strange piece of information that you would have. Perhaps you are...
It just seems like a natural thing that would happen to a dead young boy.
Okay.
And after a while, the story just faded away as another unsolved case. People of Philadelphia just forgot about it.
So at no point were they like this creepy-ass shoemaker who's already killed... or who already has hurt his children? No way he would have done that.
He was nowhere near. This is because he had just been exonerated. Well, he's having a war with the Philadelphia Justice Department right now, where they're going back and forth trying to repeal these charges that he was convicted of for child abuse. But he was nowhere near anything like this. They just thought because remember, he had not unlike the child's little penis, he had all of the legislature of Philadelphia in his pocket because he fixed all their shoes. So all of the lawyers knew him, the judge knew him, and so for a while they just thought, again, there was a lot of kind of like vague spare the rod, spoil the child shit.
The power of orthopedics.
I think he had them in his pocket is going a little too far.
Yeah, like the little boy's penis.
They were definitely wearing him on their feet.
Their shoes.
But if you're a lawmaker and you're like, man, this is a nice shoe. Wow.
I put the shoe on the other day and I had 3 wishes granted to me by a severed head. I love my tailor.
I know, but he was still Crazy Joe.
I don't know if I'd go to bat for my tailor if he was in a child abuse case.
Rise from your grave.
This podcast is brought to you by Squarespace. Squarespace is an all-in-one website platform that helps you stand out online. Yes, that's right. You don't have to smash your face with a hammer. You can just start a business. It's got everything you need on Squarespace, from securing your domain to building a professional site and showcasing your work all in one place. Let's say you want to show everybody how you can carve your ribs out of your lower abdomen so that you look more like a Ken doll. That's amazing. You can bring your vision to life with AI-powered design or curated templates, plus flexible editing tools that helps you create something that truly reflects your style, especially if you are somebody that is trying to corrupt the young men of America. That's what Squarespace is really going to help you. Squarespace makes it easy. It makes it easy for you to put all that together, and you just go to Squarespace and do it all. Thanks, Braden. Head to squarespace.com/left for a free trial. And when you're ready to launch, use offer code LEFT to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. Is there anything better than a summer evening outdoors? Enjoy your space to the fullest with new greenery from Fast Growing Trees. I love a big, thick bush. Fast Growing Trees is America's largest, most trusted online nursery, and they can send me a big, thick bush any time of the day. It arrives at work. It arrives at my car. I can pinpoint on a Google map where it is. Send me a big, thick, brown bush. And they send it immediately when they have it, because sometimes the shaver comes to town. I remember one time I ordered a cherry wood tree from Fast Growing Trees, and my God, I couldn't cut it down no matter what my father told me to do. I had to lie to him about it, and next thing you know, I became the first president of the United States of America. And even you can become the first president of the United States of America with Fast Growing Trees. Right now, get up to half off select summer planning essentials, plus get an additional 20% off your first purchase with code LEFT at checkout. That's an additional 20% off at fastgrowingtrees.com with code LEFT at checkout. Offer is valid for a limited time only. Terms and conditions apply.
Hey there, everybody. Is your cell phone bill too much money? Are you getting that bill and you're like, hey, what is this? I can't believe for what? For 5G? Are you crazy right now? $100? I don't even barely got any bars when I'm just sitting in my living room, okay? You don't have to deal with that anymore. Are you ready for this? $15 a month. That's right, $15 a month on Mint Mobile. Yeah, baby. Get their wireless plan, because they're just sitting there on the T-Mobile 5G network, and it's just $15. Your whole life, you're just paying all this money every month. You're like, why? Where's it going? It's going to these phone companies that are robbing you. So go to Mint Mobile. Let them help you talk to your mom. So get your new wireless plan for just $15 a month. Go to mintmobile.com/LPOTL. That's mintmobile.com/LPOTL. Cut your wireless bill to $15 a month at mintmobile.com/LPOTL. That's it. There's no catch. Upfront payment of $45 for 3 months, $90 for 6 months, $180 for 12 months. Plan required, $15 per month equivalent. Taxes and fees extra. Initial plan term only. Greater than 50 gigabytes may slow when the network is busy. Includes up to 20 gigabytes hotspot. Capable device required. Availability, speed, and coverage varies. See mintmobile.com.
Rise from your grave.
On the day that Michael and Joseph killed the boy, Joseph said he turned to his son and told him that they were going to murder others. And according to Joseph, Michael turned to him and said, quote, "Good." And supposedly, according to Joseph, soon after telling his son this, he completely and totally forgot that he murdered the little boy.
Joseph forgot?
Joseph forgot.
Yeah.
How the hell does he forget that?
I left my computer charger in the hotel room last week.
Entirely different story.
Well, he'd been told that he'd done it, but the details didn't come until he spoke with Flora Schreiber years later. But that's just what he says.
Okay.
So we don't know if that's 100% true or not.
Again, but then a part of her weird pseudo breakdown of psychology in the book is that she kind of attributes it to actual amnesiac periods of like, I guess that schizophrenics have or people with severe dissociative disorders have, but I think that he's just saying it.
I think he's just saying, yeah, Flora Schreiber. I mean, yeah, so like we said in the last episode, she's the author of Sybil, which was largely discredited. She makes a lot of jumps.
Okay.
And the Shoemaker, the story is fantastic. The story is great. But her psychological analysis can be a little suspect at times.
All right.
But also, this is just straight up serial killer compartmentalization as far as I'm concerned. Because, like John Wayne Gacy said that his dark half did it. Ted Bundy said the entity did it.
Jack Hanley.
Yeah, Jack Hanley. Yeah, that's right.
Right.
So about 2 weeks after the murder of Jose Collazo, Joseph had a vision. In this vision,
I just like all of this shit. It's because it's very like what's his name? It's like Alejandro Jodorowsky.
very much so. Yeah, I mean, these visions are. I mean, they're beyond David Lynch. I mean, they are some of the most intense things I've ever read.
Right.
In this vision, Joseph said he saw a boy being thrown from a mountain, and in that moment, Joseph had an erection.
Oh, I wish I didn't, but
Yeah.
I did.
I wish you didn't too.
Turkey is done.
Well, he'd come to know erections as a signal that the message was coming from God.
I am talking to God every second of every day.
I guess so. I mean, especially as a hotel room there for the first 15 minutes of the last 15 minutes I spent in a hotel room, I guess I'm talking directly to Jesus Christ.
He's got a whole website.
God told Joseph that he must throw the boy, whoever the boy was, from the edge of a cliff, and that Joseph would find the name of the cliff in a brochure on the small table beside his sofa bed. See, Joseph had picked up a couple of travel brochures at a tourist information center a few days before because he wanted some ideas for a father-son outing with his 3 sons. Because that was the amazing thing about it, is that he was still trying to be a dad during all of this, but he didn't know how, but he was also getting all of these signals from God.
Right.
He was a very complicated individual.
He's confused.
He's very confused.
Sounds, a bit like that.
But the kids were barely going to school, and so they were in and out and truant. But he viewed them all again. They're all now serving a higher purpose, so he doesn't give a shit. That sounds like kind of some of the towns we just drove through Ohio, where it's like the families are all there either working. And we went to this cheese shop. It was Grandpa's Cheese Barn, and the whole family is there working, and it's 2:00 in the afternoon.
Oh, it's a family affair. They should have been in school, but that's the greatest education, the cheese education.
Yes.
That's what you want to know.
But it's strange because he did have this other thing being like,
But I want to do something nice for them, because I can't always have them working, because it's so hard to cut all these penises off. I know. Look at my thin wrists.
It's so he wants to be a normal dad, and it's not happening.
Yeah, it's not happening at all. And he also would send the kids out to try to sell like shoe cleaning products. But then when they wouldn't sell enough, he'd beat the shit out of them.
Okay.
it's like the show My Two Dads if it was just one dad.
One dad, yeah, the whole time.
As Joseph was flipping through these brochures, he found what he was looking for. He would fulfill God's command at the Pennsylvania Grand Canyon.
Hold on a second.
It's just filled with beer cans.
What is the Pennsylvania Grand Canyon?
It's a big canyon in Pennsylvania.
But it's not the Grand Canyon.
No, it's the Pennsylvania Grand Canyon.
But why even go with the Grand? Just rename it
Because it's like the Grand Canyon, but it's in Pennsylvania.
But the Grand Canyon is the Grand Canyon. So no matter what, you're like, that's the Pennsylvania Grand Canyon. But then you think about the real Grand Canyon, you're immediately going to be disappointed.
They weren't ready to call it the Delco County Big Gaper.
But that would work.
Yeah, it will for several things.
Once Joseph found the place, God told him the target. He was going to have to kill Joey, his own son.
I read about this somewhere.
Wasn't this a story of Moses or something in the Bible? Wasn't
Abraham.
Abraham,
Yeah.
okay.
God went on to explain that had Joseph not spent so much time on discipline with his son, then he may have succeeded in his orthopedic experiments.
This thing keeps twisting and twisting at every single move he makes in order to make it like it's his fault, too.
Right, he does take responsibility for being a horrible dad, kind of, I guess?
Kinda, sorta. Plus, if Joseph had the will to kill his own son, then he would have the will to kill anyone and everyone on Earth.
That makes total sense.
Of course.
And besides, Joseph was able to make a little money off the deal too, which this part tells you that it might not be 100% psychological. Soon after he decided to kill, Joseph took out 2 insurance policies on his own son that totaled $45,000 in profit for the surviving Kallingers.
I'm going to need about 45 grand of insurance on my son. I'll tell you what, he's got small feet and he's very easy to knock over. He's very sick all the time and he yearns for a bullet in his mouth.
Well, that is just so great. This is Flo from Progressive. She'll be working with you.
Do you mind if I cut off your vagina? It's for Jesus Christ.
You got to ask her that.
Okay.
Now, according to Joseph, Michael had already suggested that they kill Joey as their next victim, as Michael and Joey apparently fucking hated each other.
It works out.
So when Joseph suggested they throw him off a cliff, Mike said, "Let's go."
Let's go.
Wait, so the other son/brother was totally into this idea?
These kids are like, remember the Burger King Kids Club?
Of course.
It's that, but they're all Henry Lee Lucas. They are ready to fucking kill each other.
He definitely passed like father like son, huh? I remember that episode of this. That show.
But have you ever seen Titus Andronicus, the Shakespeare play, or read it?
Yeah.
It's like you fucking you liar.
I read the screenplay, and then I read the. Then I watched.
I'm gonna knock you out this hotel room. You can't.
I have seen it. I have seen it.
Yeah. When?
Yeah.
Name, when? Give me a location.
It was in a
Pick
room.
a location.
In a bedroom.
You watched a Shakespeare play alone in your bedroom.
Yeah.
Was it the film Titus?
Andronicus. No, I have read that. Yes.
Yeah.
Love it. It's a wonderful play. Wonderful play.
No, it's like this the panel of sons in that play, where it's like it is literally the villain has a series of sons that are all like villains, and they're just as liable to kill you as they are to kill each other.
Yeah, I knew that. I read that.
So, on a Sunday, Joseph took all 3 boys to the bus station to catch a ride to the Pennsylvania Grand Canyon. But they all took too long in the bathroom and missed the bus.
What? It's this part of the weird logic things in this whole episode that I don't understand. But literally, it's like,
Okay, we got 4 minutes to go to the bathroom. Everybody take a shit.
and so they all would go there like, yeah, just like, because you could tell it's all them just kicking garbage cans and like knocking people's coffees out of their hands.
Oh,
and stuff.
Joey's chain smoking the entire time. He's got a 14-year-old chain smoker following him everywhere.
And they just let the bus just roll past whatever it was that was anti-society. They're like, I don't know, we just bought tickets. We just bought bus tickets so that other people can have them. But then we're just going to say, fuck you, bus. Make me want to ride you.
They sound like a John Waters cast. Just horrible deviants.
So Joseph went with the backup plan. Instead of going to the Pennsylvania Grand Canyon, they could go have a nice Sunday exploring the beautiful mines of Pennsylvania.
Who doesn't want to explore the mines of Pennsylvania with their schizophrenic father?
Yeah.
That's just a great Sunday.
So Joseph figured that a pit was a pit, and Joey would die no matter what he threw him off of. But as he was making this decision, Joseph had a vision right there in the bus station.
Ooh, tell me that he comes up with the idea of a McDonald's ball pit.
He saw himself lying naked on the floor, and Joey was throwing dry branches over Joseph's body. And Joey lit the fire, and Joseph burned.
Joey, no! It was supposed to be you, Joey!
His skin melted from his face, and he screamed as Joey sat watching in a recliner, chain-smoking, and singing this song.
We had joy, we had fun, we had seasons in the sun, but the hills that we climbed...
It's honestly a really, really good song, though. I like that song very much. So this is his father just screaming at a bus stop after missing the bus. This is what I'm now going to think that everyone I see screaming at a bus stop, we saw a lot of people in Cincinnati screaming at a bus stop, was just thinking about their son burning alive.
That was Joey's favorite song, number 1, which is Haunting, because he used to go, we had joy, we had fun, we had season in the sun, as they were like torturing people in the street. But yeah, it's Kallinger standing with his kids, chain smoking next to him, staring off into the middle distance, going, "I'm gonna call my, I'm gonna stop my."
We missed the bus. Time to go to the mines.
Oh, my goodness. I mean, Joseph Kallinger is the crisscross of serial killers. He missed the bus. And of course, crisscross. I missed the bus.
Oh, I thought you were talking about...
Ever going to do it again?
I thought you were talking about Christopher Cross from the song Sailing.
No, I have no idea what that deep...
Sailing's where I'm going, baby. Right?
It's just so weird what your brain absorbs and just keeps in there.
I wish I did. I wish that I knew less.
I know. I wish you did too.
So in other words, when these guys got to the mines, Joseph was pretty amped up. But as he was taking pictures of his two sons, the murderous urge left. As Joseph put it again and again, the cup had run dry.
His boner went down.
So that is true. The entire time he also had a boner?
But no, he would do the fuck. It was like a Looney Tunes cartoon where he would get the kids. He's like, okay, we gotta find, because he would pull Michael aside and be like, all right, we gotta find a place to kill Joey. And he's like, yes, Daddy, whatever it takes. Let's get rid of Joey. And he would position them taking pictures right up by the cliff's edge. He's like, all right, get closer to the cliff edge. A little closer. He's like, is this close enough, Daddy? Is this close enough? Yeah, a little bit closer. A little bit closer. Oh, okay. Michael, 1, 2.
Oh, no. Oh, my God. Now you have to redo the whole thing. Interesting. Okay, so this is good for the kids.
It's good for one. Yeah.
Good for Joey and Michael, to be fair.
I would say, to be fair, it's good. But Joseph was even going up to Michael and saying, like, hey, throw some rocks at your brother.
This is like Cain and Abel shit going on right now.
Yeah. So they went home, and Joseph figured out another plan. The next idea was to burn Joey alive inside a truck container that was being stored in a parking lot near the Kallinger home. See, 14-year-old Joey, as I said, was a chain smoker. So Joseph and Mike figured they could trick Joey into taking a bunch of gas into a container to burn the container down just for fun.
Is this the fucking Addams family?
Yes.
What is going on? Why is he even thinking about this stuff?
Actually, the Kallinger family... It is what the Addams family would be like in real, like if they were real.
It is a pack of homicidal maniacs.
Jeez.
And also, not very bright.
No.
I would assume not.
Joey was not smart.
So? Henry, did you think that was going to be breaking news? These kids who never went to school, who chain smoke, who spend their nights digging holes and spray painting their high school with their schizophrenic father aren't necessarily on the bright side of life.
But they also knew each other so well. And they sat there, they're like, all we got to do. I was just like, what does Joey love? He loves flicking cigarette butts, right? So we put him in there with a bunch of gasoline, and eventually, what he'll do, naturally, is he's going to throw the cigarette butts and set himself on fire. And Michael's like, yeah, he will. He definitely will. And Joey goes ahead. He does fucking exactly that.
Wow. I do like that Joseph Kallinger in my mind has become Bernie Sanders meets Tony Clifton. That's basically
it is that. That is the fucking accent.
Yeah, they figured they'd get him into the container, and then when he wasn't looking, they'd lock him in. And since they figured Joey wouldn't be careful, he just light up the smoke, his cigarette would ignite the flame, Joey would burn to death, knocking one more person off their hit list of 3 billion. And they did do their damnedest. On the night that they were going to do it, the horrifying laughter, remember that Joseph had?
Yes.
Yeah.
Who was laughing at things that were not funny, like Richard Nixon.
Yeah, it hadn't come out in 20 years. But that night, it came back. And as it came back, Joseph hallucinated a vision of his son burning alive. And as he hallucinated this, he just laughed and laughed without joy, all while writhing around like a snake. And suddenly, Joseph stopped laughing, the visions ended, and he went to gather his 2 sons. He gave Joey gasoline and matches and gave Mike all the instructions to lock his brother inside. But when the time came to trap Joey in the container, the lock was too high for Mike, because Mike was not yet 13. He hadn't hit his growth spurt yet. Mike was only 4'11".
Yeah. This kid needs a squatty potty. He needs a step ladder.
He could not ride the Kunta at Busch Gardens, but he could attempt to murder his brother.
Interesting. That is an interesting note for some reason, just giving some insight into how small and juvenile these children are.
Yeah, he's 12 years old. He's
my God.
4'11". So Mike improvised and wedged an empty milk crate between the trailer and the wall and went home.
You know what that shows? Every single time you say the word can't, what you mean is the word won't.
That's honestly kind of.
But what I just realized, though, why didn't he just use the milk crate to stand on?
He's not.
They're not problem solvers.
Yeah, but that is honestly, he just did the thing where he's like, I'll just jam it in. That's a good question.
This'll do it. This'll kill him.
And sure enough, when he got home, Mike and Joseph looked out the window and they saw black smoke billowing from the container. It had worked out perfectly. Joey had lit up the fucking cigarette and the whole thing had lit on fire. But much to their surprise, a few minutes after that, who should show up at the front door but Joey?
But all covered in soot like his Wile E. Coyote.
Yeah, what kind of cartoon cigarette is this? This is like insane. That was one of the better cigarettes I've ever had in my life.
Well, Joey assumed that Michael had just run off because he got scared, and the milk crate hadn't lasted past a couple of good kicks to the door. Now, they'd failed twice, and still, Joey was none the wiser.
He is not smart.
Okay,
He's not getting it.
It is Mr. Magoo.
When are they just going to paint a big black circle and just be like, with any luck, he'll think it's a tunnel. And he'll just like, this is the dumbest thing I have ever heard. And
Yeah.
it's so, but it's also super, super sinister.
It's extremely sinister. It's very sad. Like, I mean, it is a father and son trying to murder a family member.
In my
Good
way,
Lord.
I almost see this as Joseph Kallinger was both hyper aware of what his quote unquote task was supposed to be for God, but I think that there was an inner, the other of the My Two Dads, the real Joseph Kallinger, the one that was not completely taken over by his illness, that was very hesitant to murder his own son.
Yeah.
I would hope so.
But the third attempt would result in Joey's death. Joseph got a message from God that the perfect place for the murder existed in a condemned block of shops on Market Street in Philadelphia. Joseph and Mike told Joey that they were going out there to take some spooky pictures. And they were even going to bring along some props. They were going to bring some locks and some chains. And Joey, who loved having his picture taken, couldn't wait. He was like, yeah, let's go. This sounds like a great afternoon.
Yeah, he sounds like an alt model.
I mean, it really does sound like fun again if your father isn't a schizophrenic who wants to kill you.
Yeah.
Rise from your grave.
Call me a squirrel, 'cause I'm covered in acorns. That's right. So many people are focused on where their money is today. And Acorns is the financial wellness app that cares about where your money is going tomorrow. Let Acorns work for you. You put acorns in the ground and you're gonna get trees tomorrow. That's right, investments. And with the Acorns potential screen, you could find out what your money is capable of. I always do that. I'm like, I want to invest in something that I like. Let's say cheeseburgers. Okay? That's kind of hard to do. Acorns will help you find a cheeseburger that is right for you. So sign up now, and Acorns will boost your new account with a $5 bonus investment. Wow! Join the over 14 million all-time customers who have already saved and invested over $27 billion with Acorns. Head to acorns.com/left or download the Acorns app to get started. Paid non-client endorsement. Compensation provides incentive to positively promote Acorns. Tier 2 compensation provided. Potential subject to various factors such as customers' accounts, age, and investment settings. Does not include Acorns fees. Results do not predict or represent the performance of any Acorns portfolio. Investment results will vary. Investing involves risk. Acorns Advisors, LLC, an SEC registered investment advisor. View important disclosures at acorns.com/left.
Summer schedules can get busy fast with camps, vacations, sports, family time. And, every single time Carmi eats a block of dark chocolate, we got to take her to the emergency room. You know how much time that takes. All right, IXL makes it easy to keep learning part of the routine in just a few minutes a day. IXL is an award-winning online learning platform that helps kids truly understand what they're learning, whether they're building math confidence, strengthening reading and writing skills, or reviewing science concepts. From pre-K through 12th grade, IXL offers personalized, interactive learning that adapts to each child's level and pace, which is great because Carmi has been really slow in biology, and Wendy has really been struggling with American history, mostly just because she doesn't agree with the way it's being taught. So it's really important. You make an impact on your child's learning. Wendy, as soon as she gets her chicken, she is ready for all of her lessons. And Carmi just really has to eat 5 or 6 bites of liver, beef liver, chicken liver, and then she can really get down to, I'm hoping this is the year she reads To Kill a Mockingbird. So really, IXL, thank you. Make an impact on your child's learning. Get IXL now. And Last Podcast on the Left listeners can get an exclusive 20% off at IXL membership when they sign up today at IXL.com/left. Visit IXL.com/left to get the most effective learning program out there at the best price.
All right, I know what you're thinking. I like to go banking, but I don't want to give to these big old banks all the time that cater to the 1%. Well, go ahead and get yourself hooked up with Chime. It's banking built for you, not just those rich jerks. And they got thousands of fee-free ATMs because why pay to get your own money? Chime is working for you, man. You get your Chime card, you're going to get travel perks, you're going to get into airport lounges, you're going to get those chicken thighs. You know, every time I go to an airport lounge, I get chicken thighs. And you know what I say whenever I see a plate of chicken thighs? Give me more. Chime's going to get you those chicken thighs in these lounges, all right? Sure, they could serve other types of meat, but why would you when chicken thighs are so delicious? Chime is not just smarter banking, it's the most rewarding way to bank. Join the millions who are already banking fee-free today. Head to chime.com/left. That's chime.com/left. It only takes a few minutes to sign up. Chime is a fintech, not a bank. Banking services for Chime Card provided by Chime's bank partners. Optional products and services may have fees or charges. Stated cashback for Chime Prime only. No minimum balance required. For more information on travel perks, go to chime.com/disclosures.
Rise from your grave.
So, on July 28th, 1974, the three of them set out for the abandoned shops and found a ladder leaning on a platform about 5 feet above a stagnant pool of water in the basement.
Oh my God, if you tell me they throw a toaster oven in the water, and then they try to electrocute him in the dumbest way possible.
Well, one of the first details about this story that really creeps me out is that it's literally just a stagnant pool of construction site water, right?
Yeah.
Joey, they open the doors, they're like,
Let's go down here. This one's going to be real creepy. This one will get a real good shot.
Yeah.
and Joey opens the door, he's like,
Oh, hell yeah. This is creepy as shit. Oh, look. It's a stagnant pool. My favorite.
he goes down to the bottom of the stairs, takes off his shoes and socks, rolls up his fucking pants, and just being like, sticking his feet in the water like,
Oh, it's like a watering hole. See that, Daddy?
It reminds me of when every summer in Williamsburg, Brooklyn, of course, where we reside and love, there's always the new people in Williamsburg.
Yeah.
And they're like, this is so romantic. I love to be in Brooklyn. And they take their shoes off at like midnight when they're drunk. And I know for a fact they're stepping in human feces, vomit, in just trash. Oil is everywhere for some reason. There's so much construction going on. There is nothing sweet about the filthy streets of these cities.
Mm-hmm. And as soon as they found that spot, they told Joey, this is where we're taking the pictures. So Joey, super excited that he was going to get his picture taken, stood up against the ladder they found and let his father and brother chain him to the handles.
Well, the goal, right, was that they changed him face forward onto the ladders. He didn't ask him exactly what the theme of the shoot was going to be.
Right.
I think that if it was like Project Runway, it would be Crime and Punishment. But he was up against the ladder, and because the first thing was that they needed to get access to his penis because they were supposed to cut off his penis. So he was supposed to be positioned between the rungs.
Is this like a Dov? What is it? Dov David?
Dov Charney?
Is this like a Dov Charney photo shoot? What is happening? Anytime the photographer is like, we need to get access to your penis, it's usually like, you know what? I think I'm good. I'm just going to go.
But once Joey was tightly bound, Joseph just tipped the ladder into the pool of water and watched his own son drown.
In a pool of muddy, disgusting construction water.
And the way in the description of it, because Joseph Kallinger was like obviously immediately trying to distance himself psychologically from what he's watching, because he watched his son hit the water and then like just be like, help, help me, Daddy, like through like trying to get his voice thing, and they just like it just went blink blink and it just erased itself from Kallinger's mind.
Oh my God, like the Men in Black showed up and just erased his brain, huh?
Yeah.
Wow.
And then once Joey was dead, they pulled the ladder out of the water, unchained him, and just left the body there. And as they walked away from the site, Joseph once again said that he just forgot everything that he'd just done.
Well, then, honestly, man, why even do it? If you're just going to...
But he doesn't know that he's forgotten. He doesn't know that he forgot the first one, and he didn't know that he forgot the second one. He still thinks this whole time that he is on a mission from God to kill 3 billion people.
Oh, my God. Okay.
Yeah, so he's locked in, man. He is scared. That's one thing, too. He is scared. He doesn't really understand his circumstances, and this shit's appearing to him fucking photoreal and concrete.
Okay, it's hard to comprehend, but yeah.
So Joey was reported missing at 11 p.m. that night, and Joey's body was not found for almost 2 weeks when a detective named Ed Funk discovered that the body was indeed Joey Kallinger.
Hey, tell me, is that some kind of dead little boy?
Mr. Detective Funk, could you stop living up to your name at every crime scene?
Oh, I'll try, but it's hard to outlive the funk. Baby down, it'll look bound. I got to keep playing bass so I don't lose the rhythm.
It's a tragic scene, sir.
Yeah, tell me about it. I'm about to cry.
In the weeks since the murder, Joseph had even spoken to the Philadelphia Bulletin about his missing son and had bizarrely recounted the first murder attempt on his son in the mines as a happy memory.
You can't believe how many times my son almost died. Oh, we laughed and we sang, me and my sons.
So he's pulling, remember Susan Smith, the gal who drowned her children? He's doing one of those press conferences. Is that right?
Mm-hmm. But the Philadelphia police, who knew all about Joseph Kallinger's history of child abuse, pegged Joseph as murder suspect number 1.
He also did not make any friends in the police department because of how much he is let's say, he is a difficult human being to deal with 24/7.
I think that's a fair statement to make, yes.
The cops fucking hated him, and he hated cops.
Okay, rightfully so on the cops' part.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But the thing is, the cops didn't have any evidence beyond the insurance policy.
Honestly, I'm just going to say that's enough. You got the body. You have. I'm sure if I just feel like they could have like nipped this in the bud a little bit.
It's a hunch
sooner.
thing. So they all were like, that's a problem. It's kind of based on a hunch, but it's like a really, really, really good hunch.
It's a huge hunch.
Yeah. But it's just circumstantial.
Okay.
I mean, that's like the definition of circumstantial evidence. Circumstance that you took out an insurance policy on your son and then he ended up dead about a month later.
Marcus laying it down.
I know.
I'm just saying it's not going to hold up in a court of law.
Okay. All right.
But even though Joseph was a free man, he was about to become saddled with a new problem altogether as a result of his actions. On the day that the Philadelphia police told him that he was their main suspect in the murder of Joey Kallinger, Joseph was walking down the same street where he killed his son when he saw, off in the distance, the head of a boy bobbing at eye level.
What's that?
Joseph tried to ignore it and went home, but the head followed him. And when Joseph got to his door, the head came close and showed itself. The vision was just the head of a boy with no mouth and no nose, and its skin was pus white and drawn across the skull.
Oh my God, it's Betty White.
Yeah. Also, is pus white? Can I buy that at a Home Depot to paint my walls with? Is that a real color?
I'm sure one of our listeners is selling makeup called pus white right now.
I don't know a lot, but I see Natalie's stack of Sephora stuff, and I'm pretty certain I've seen a pus white highlighter.
That's so nasty.
The eyes of this vision were described in The Shoemaker as small discs of brown cork surrounded by tiny veins like red worms in white fluid.
This shit, think about how fucking scary this shit is.
Yeah.
It's just like, because at first it sounds like, it's like a cartoon. It's like, like as it's bobbing slowly, and then shows up like, and Joe Scout's like,
It kind of seems like, what's the cover of the movie Zombie?
Yeah.
A little bit like that.
And this floating head was focused directly on Joseph. So Joseph unlocked the door, threw his keys at the apparition, and ran inside.
You bring my keys back here.
Wait, hold on a second.
I'm like a skunk, but with keys. That's my natural reaction.
Out of all the violent things that this man has done, he reacted like my grandmother would. Like he just threw his keys at this severed head that's floating in front of him. Like that's gonna work.
He acted like Bernie Sanders. Like we saw him with that stupid bandage on his head. He fell down in the shower, and hopefully he didn't see the severed head of fucking I don't know who just recently died. Was it Barbara Bush?
Barbara Bush, John McCain.
Later, Joseph was once again working on an old pair of shoes when the head reappeared. But this time, it spoke, despite having no mouth, as if from a loudspeaker, and said in a high-pitched voice, quote,
My name's Charlie.
Jesus.
Charlie never...
I remember it's got like, it's like its lips are like quivering, like,
well, it has no mouth.
That's what I'm saying. It's like chattering. Can you hear
It
that?
can't chatter because it has no mouth.
It has no mouth?
Yeah, it has no mouth.
It's like
fucking
weird,
creepy.
It sounds like something that you have to whip in Castlevania.
Yes.
That come after you in that game.
Yeah. No, it had no mouth and no nose. That's why he said that it sounded like the voice came from a loudspeaker because it had no mouth whatsoever.
Wow.
Now, Charlie never quite explained where he came from or who he was.
He didn't have to. No.
Schreiber figures Charlie was created out of guilt for murdering his own son, but the only information Joseph could glean from this new vision in that first conversation was this. Charlie told him, quote,
I belong to you, and you belong to me. Bye-bye.
And then it just disappeared.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
And the next time Charlie showed up was during another interrogation by the police concerning Joey's disappearance.
And you're in with the cops, right? And you're already being like,
Let me just get a hold of your shoes, and I swear to God that I can make sure you're 9 feet taller. And not only be 9 feet taller, but also, have you ever seen Stretch Armstrong?
Yeah.
We can really spread you out.
Okay.
Yeah, you become like a rubber man. It's all, what is that? What is that?
and then the head floats above the shoulder of the cop you're talking to.
Jeez.
Yeah. The police captain is sitting there asking him questions about his son's murder, and the cop knows, like, has like just like a gut hunch that you are the murderer.
Yeah.
And then suddenly Charlie popped up right over the shoulder of the police captain and said, quote,
Every cop in the room would love to see you in your coffin.
Mr. Kallinger, it seems like you're a little distracted.
I'm a little distracted.
You are looking a little
I'm
distracted.
a little distracted,
Just getting back to your son here for a moment.
Didn't kill him not one time, maybe one time, but
Maybe
not
one.
that I remember.
Okay.
Charlie, I'm going to need you to be quiet, okay? That's a severed head who's my friend.
Oh, there's a severed head behind me.
Yeah, but don't go. He's cool.
Okay.
well, Joseph told him to shut up. But the cop thought that Joseph was talking to him, and the cop got pissed off. And Charlie said, quote,
That pig thought that you told him to shut up. Oink, 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 oink.
Why is his imagination so fun, though?
I know, this is incredible.
No, that is crazy.
and still, after 5 hours of that kind of back and forth, the cops still let Joseph free because they had nothing.
Teflon can never get me. Can never keep me slippery as soap.
I guess so.
It was around this time that Betty had another kid.
Oh my! This story it's okay. No, this is what you had. You lost one, I guess. So then I guess you replace the kid.
Because what is Joe Kallinger's sex style like? Is it just him going,
Oh, honey, I can't wait to just ba-boom, 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 like a tugboat. Like tugboat coming into the harbor. Ba-boom, ba-boom, ba-boom.
and she's sitting on the bed being like, oh, I can't wait for you to come inside me and make another little one of you.
Honestly, I don't know if you did it on accident, but that's a Don Rickles bit.
Is it?
The tugboat thing. When Eddie and I went to see Don Rickles and Billy Crystal, was it Billy Crystal? No, Regis Philbin. It was the Reg. That's his opening bit. He does his tugboat thing, and
That's weird.
It was weird.
I must absorb that somewhere.
Yeah.
Well, this kid was a little girl named Bonnie. But Bonnie had been born with a rare condition called, I'm going to do my best with this is very complicated, cutis marmorata telangiectatica congenita.
Is that the Book of the Dead? Why do all of these things
I am
have to be
floating
so freaking difficult?
Can you see me that I'm floating over the bed?
Well, it wasn't painful, but the disease caused Bonnie's skin to be covered in purple patches. There was and still is no cure, but one night, Joseph had an hallucinatory dream in which he thought he was given an answer to his daughter's problems. To put the hallucination into broad strokes, because it was quite vivid.
This is cool as shit.
It's interesting.
It's disgusting, but it is, and I'm putting this into extremely broad strokes here, because this vision is extremely detailed and very long.
Okay.
But in this vision, Joseph was walking down a long corridor with a crystal wand in his left hand.
Oh, this is awesome. I'm like Superman and Gandalf.
The corridor opened out to a road leading to a one-story house, and suddenly a shower of golden shoelaces fell from the sky. Angels then descended from on high and sang this to Joseph.
Joseph Kallinger, master shoemaker and God of the universe, O healer and destroyer, we sing your praises now. Hallelujah, hallelujah.
Another very on-brand hallucination. It is like crazy. This is why he's the shoemaker, I suppose.
It's the Big Lebowski.
Man, this story is just out there.
Then, the headless figure of a naked woman appeared before Joseph in the middle of the road, and squatting where her head should have been was a demon with a gigantic erect penis.
Oh, hey, how you doing, buddy?
Examining the woman further, Joseph found that she had enormous breasts and an exposed body cavity, and hanging from her nipples was a doll-sized man with bat wings and a frog's head.
Wait a second, is that Henry Zabrowski?
Literally, Clive Barker couldn't come up with a better character for Hellraiser than this.
Could not. The Bat Frog Man also had a huge erection, and he was trying to stick it into the open wound on the woman's torso.
Hey, when in Rome.
They're not in Rome. They're in Pennsylvania.
No, but yeah, I'm in Pennsylvania. I'm also, my dick is shaft deep inside of this woman's torso.
My God.
And slapping at the legs of the little man was Joseph's baby daughter, Bonnie. She was sitting amongst the woman's intestines.
Fuck shit. Fuck yeah.
Like, what is it, Krang?
Yeah,
From
like
Teenage Mutant
Krang.
Ninja Turtles.
Just like Krang.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just like Krang.
Joseph waved the wand again, but this time it turned into a tiny dried penis. So Joseph...
Well, that means that, of course, he's in the Slytherin club. That's what that means. He's a Slytherin.
How did you pull that?
That's
Harry
pretty
Potter
good. Yeah, and it's house, not club.
What? I got the Slytherin part. He's in a Slytherin house. Are you happy?
Seen a minute of Harry Potter? Did you just pull that from the collective unconscious?
I've seen it. I've seen it. I read all the books.
You did?
Yeah.
What was the last one called?
Titan. No, it was The Lost Key of My Ass. I don't know what it was.
The Lost Key of My Asshole.
I don't know.
So Joseph threw the tiny dried penis to the ground. He heard the sound of fire. So he followed the sound and found people with arms like the branches of trees bound by chains into the earth. They were all groaning and wailing, dying by fire. And on the ground next to them were empty shoes, dancing to the cries of pain.
That's fucking awesome. It's awesome.
Then Joseph saw the face of Lucifer, which morphed into a vagina.
In there, buddy.
Which Flora Schreiber inexplicably called a, quote, hairy delta.
Oh, at least you didn't call it a grody punani. Like, and then it's icky dicky little poo poo tuku. Like, I hate when people have baby names for vaginas.
That'd be disgusting.
And Flora Schreiber, I mean, she really is like a fantastic descriptive writer. I mean, there's a reason why Sybil was such a gigantic hit, because it's her. She is a fantastically descriptive writer. I love her writing style, but I just can't get past. I just say vagina. Just say
vagina.
you're an adult. Say you don't have to say hairy delta.
Well, no,
and it's not evocative. I know what a vagina looks like.
Scruffy envelope.
Harry Delta, of course, went on to be one of the stars of Designing Women.
Hell yeah.
Which is
Kissel,
wonderful.
you
Delta
did it
Bird.
again.
I did it again.
Then the vagina began to speak to Joseph in a raunchy voice.
Oh, God,
the vagina said, quote,
I know what'll cure Bonnie. Take my fluid, mix it with your semen and with perfume, and put the liquid on Bonnie's sores. Thank you.
All right, well, I didn't realize that Casey Anthony was doing sex audiobooks now. That is enough of that.
single and ready to mingle.
I know.
And with that, Joseph had a mission. He took this as instruction. He was going to follow the advice of the talking vagina, but in order to do so, he needed vaginal fluid.
Mm-hmm.
Of course.
Yes, because the vagina said, take my fluid.
Okay.
And he decided that his wife was too old.
I got plenty of fluid, though, Joe.
You're too old. You know that for a fact.
So he and Mike went searching for someone young and healthy. And this is when this takes a big fucking left turn. And since Joseph supposedly didn't remember his first two murders, he thought this would be the perfect opportunity to kick off his world massacre.
He legitimately, every time it's restarted like this, he had to imagine, be like,
Okay, time to kill our first one.
Yeah.
Time for the appetizer.
but then it's like you've already killed two people.
Right.
So Joseph and Mike, armed with a butcher knife and a brown paper bag, got on a bus and headed to the suburban town of Lindenwold, New Jersey.
They also barely covered that fucking knife.
Yeah.
That's what they said, is that the knife was literally like, it's just like they just wrapped paper around a knife.
But once they got there, Joseph found a third companion had come along. As they were looking for a house, who should show up but Charlie?
Oh, great.
Well, when Joseph told Charlie to get the hell out of there, now's not the time, Charlie.
Right.
Charlie said, quote,
Joseph, you old horse's ass, chicken brain, fuck her up. You're a real laugh, you know that? If you're gonna be God, then I'm the Holy Ghost, and I'm gonna fuck the Virgin Mary. Wow!
All right. Well, Charlie, I appreciate you doing your version of the Aristocrats. That's great, but you need to get out of here now.
Then the pupils in Charlie's eyes disappeared, leaving only the whites of his eyeballs, and he faded away, laughing.
Oh, God.
And at that moment, Mike, who'd been wandering around the suburban neighborhood by himself, approached his father and told him that he'd found a woman all alone. To make sure she was alone, Michael knocked on her door and asked her if she'd like to buy any tie clasps. When she said her husband didn't wear those, Michael asked if he was around so he could make sure he didn't want any. But she said she was alone. And with that knowledge, the plan went forward. See, Joseph had dressed up nicely that day, wearing the suit and tie that he always did when they went out to commit crimes. So, when he knocked on the door holding Mike by the arm, he had an air of respectability. When the woman answered the door, Joseph angrily asked her if this young boy had tried to sell her anything. She got a bad feeling and started to close the door, but before she got a chance, Joseph and Mike burst into the house. They took her upstairs, stripped her naked, laid her down on her bed, and tied her wrists and ankles to the bed springs with bootlaces before slipping a pillowcase over her head. They ransacked the house for valuables. Then Joseph told Mike he wanted to be alone with the woman. Once Mike left, the visions began.
This is fucking frightening. Because think about this. They have now ransacked this whole house because they're trying to make whatever money they can. Joseph is a very big man, too.
Joseph looked over into the corner of the bedroom and saw the shadowy figure of a man. And as the man turned towards Joseph, Kallinger realized that this figure was his double. And this double was facing a figure of a nude woman whose features were vague, and her mouth was open in a silent scream. Then Joseph watched as the man pulled out a knife with his left hand and began moving it in and out of the woman's stomach. But before Joseph could mimic the vision in front of him, he had to follow the instructions the talking vagina had given him. And here's where things are about to get both disgusting and disturbing.
Okay, here's the time. 'Cause I think we've been there.
Yeah.
This series, this might be the most disturbed I have felt in maybe 2 years.
Yeah.
Good. This is really bad.
I'm glad we can still get to you.
Yeah, no, you guys, you constantly have traumatized and triggered me.
Well, Kallinger needed semen to complete his concoction, but just as he was about to rape his victim, he went limp and the visions vanished. Determined to still go through with it, though, Joseph rubbed his soft penis on the woman's pubic hair until a few pathetic blobs of semen dribbled out. Then he put his finger into the woman's vagina for fluid. Then he gathered his semen and put it all in a rubber glove before taking a bottle of perfume from her dresser to complete his list of ingredients. But since the vision had disappeared, Joseph no longer had the inspiration, for lack of a better word, to go through with the murder. So Joseph and Mike left the house without doing it.
This episode that they do, there's something about it, obviously. I mean, this is very harrowing. It's sexual assault, and it's very frightening. But there's something to me that's even more frightening is, again, we are telling the story from inside of Kallinger's brain, right?
Yeah.
So he can see all this shit. But there's stuff about how a man, his 12 or 13-year-old son have bound and gagged you. You're in a room and you don't know what's about to happen to you. You're pretty certain you're about to get murdered. He has a knife in his hands. He stops. He's on top of you. He's like looking at you. He stops. Then again, stares into the middle distance, not seeing something that's not there, like literally there, and then proceeds to rub himself on you. Like you're still, again, waiting. What the fuck's going to happen? What's going to happen here? And then he's just like, okay, we're done. And then they just leave.
Horrifying.
Absolutely horrifying. So when Joseph got home, he mixed the semen, the vaginal fluid, and the perfume with some warm water and applied the tincture to his infant daughter's skin and kept doing it every evening for a week.
I actually saw that in an article in Goop.
Yeah. Is that right?
That's the title article.
I think that's why they're closing it down at this point. They went a little too far with that one. My God.
But when nothing happened, Charlie came back to taunt Joseph. Charlie then gave Joseph instructions to go out the next day with Mike, find a house, and kill whoever he found inside.
This is like Office Space. He's got 7 bosses.
A lot of bosses. Very crazy.
And to give him what I suppose was encouragement, Charlie told Joseph to look over into the while you wait booths in his store. And there, Joseph saw the figure of the murderer and the victim once more. And again, the knife just slowly moved in and out, in and out.
And I mean, I guess, is he late with their shoes? Why are they there?
Yes.
What is
I don't know.
happening?
I don't
Just
know.
Get them out of there.
Rise from your grave. Rise from your grave.
So the next day, Joseph and Mike headed to Susquehanna Township in Pennsylvania and settled on a nice 2-story house. And Joseph was coming to this one with a brand new method. Right before they left Kensington, Joseph had seen a vision of his double, whom he had come to call the Supreme Power. And in this vision, the Supreme Power was pouring lighter fluid into a woman's eyes. So Joseph figured that this is what he needed to do.
Honestly, it's kind of like a hashtag mood to see yourself in the mirror and call yourself the Supreme Power. Because I think it's important to remember that. But as long as you're not convincing yourself to drown a woman in kerosene, then I think you're G to G.
This might very well be the premise of Jordan Peele's Us. Isn't there another? I think that because I watched
Plagiarism.
What?
That's plagiarism.
That's plagiarism.
That's
You're
my idea.
you're
I
upset
understand
with
parallel thinking.
Okay, thank you.
But as long as there's not one little 7 boy's penis in that movie,
No, there is not.
I will be
Well,
fine with
actually,
it.
I haven't seen it yet. I have no idea what Us is going to be about. But
So at 11:30 a.m., Joseph and Mike broke into a nice 2-story suburban home while the occupant was out running errands, and they waited for her to return. As soon as she walked inside, the two of them grabbed her and pointed a gun in her face.
Think about how surprising this is. This is at 11:30 in the goddamn morning. Like you
Crazy.
just went out, you're doing your shit, you're going grocery shopping, and then you walk into being held hostage by a man and a child.
yeah, that is crazy. The morning does make it more frightening in a strange way. Or
Why
at least,
is
at the
that?
very least, more surprising.
Because at night, obviously, you feel more vulnerable because you can't see. But there's just something about how, like, in the morning, you're like, "Oh, nothing's gonna happen to me right now."
No, at night, there's a big difference between going to the bathroom at 2 o'clock in the afternoon and 2 a.m. 2 a.m., a lot of people bring a baseball bat with them.
You've been doing that?
No, I don't do that.
You do that in your own home? You take
No,
a
I
baseball
don't.
bat to your own bathroom?
No, I bring a bag of chips to the bathroom.
Yes, I've seen
I
this.
do an entirely different thing.
So they led her upstairs and tied her to the bed, then placed absorbent cotton moistened with lighter fluid onto her eyes before covering almost her entire face in adhesive tape. The plan was to set her on fire, to mimic a vision that was once again playing out in front of Joseph Kallinger in the bedroom. But just as Joseph had taken out the can of lighter fluid that he brought along, the vision once again vanished. And Joseph said that he felt, quote-unquote, silly.
Yeah, I'd feel silly too.
Because he'd gotten everything set up but didn't go through with it.
Yeah.
He said that was his emotion at that time, is that he just felt silly.
He
like,
felt
honestly-
like a real goof. I'm like John Candy in Stripes right now. I'm just the biggest goof in the yard.
The egg on my face.
Oh my God.
I am so sorry that I put you through this. For me, I mean, like, let's think about how embarrassing this is for me.
Jeez, how far gone do you have to be to use silly as the descriptor for you not being able to keep the visions while you're murdering a woman?
But at that moment, the doorbell rang. What Joe and Mike didn't know was the woman they had tied to the bed upstairs had planned a luncheon that day. So one by one, the guests began to show up. And one by one, Mike and Joseph brought each of them inside and restrained them with wire hangers taken from the closet.
This is like Faulty Towers, but with murder.
Yeah, very serious episode of Faulty Towers.
By the end of it, they had 4 hostages. But once Joseph got them all where he wanted them, he was struck with another vision. This one was the most vivid and involved vision yet.
Now, these are 4 struggling people. He told each one of them, he's like,
Calm down. Nothing's gonna happen. We're here. This is like right now. This is our situation. We're gonna play this by ear, and everybody's gonna smile.
because this whole thing, he's like,
I want to treat them with respect.
Yeah.
and so as he's talking to them, so now you've got 4 people, and so it happens again. These people struggling, they don't know what the hell's going to happen. Joe is now just staring at the wall. And I guess Michael is just like, you having ideas, Daddy? Like, I don't know what he's doing.
Well, Mike was upstairs with the hostages.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Because they took the hostages upstairs into the bedroom, like one by one, and Joseph was down in the dining room by himself, where the settings had been placed for the day's luncheon. He's just staring off into the distance.
Most people you see alone in a subway are doing this.
Right, okay.
And suddenly, the vision began, and the supreme power entered the room, and in the vision, the 4 hostages came with him. The supreme power stripped the women, then laid them on the floor and cut off their breasts, putting all 8 into plastic bags before continuing downward to their hairy deltas, which Florida Schreiber used again as a descriptor for this scene.
Okay.
The double then knelt down and pulled out the innards, removing the lungs, heart, intestines, uterus, ovaries, and livers of each woman.
But this is the vision,
This
right?
is the vision.
Okay.
After that came the eyes, tongues, and ears, which were all removed right before the supreme power took off their heads. The entrails were then put into pans for baking, while the eyes, ears, tongues, and ovaries were all placed in Pyrex dishes.
We're nose to tail here.
Then, making several trips, the supreme power took what Joseph now assumed was a meal into the kitchen for preparation. After only a few moments, though, the double came back wearing an apron of fine linen, carrying gold dishes filled with blood gravy and eyeball hors d'oeuvres.
It's like Indiana Jones in the Temple of Doom.
Yeah.
It's disgusting.
It's like a goth luncheon.
Honestly, I do know for a fact that you would drink blood of animals and eat their eyeballs in a stool.
I have.
In a stool.
In a stool.
soup.
I've put it in my stool.
No, this whole scene, it sounds like something out of Grant Morrison's Doom Patrol. Or in The Invisible, specifically Doom Patrol. It sounds just like this horrible psychedelic nightmare.
Why can't, I know that there's a fine line between crazy and artistic, and artists and someone who is just crazy. But it seems like if he just had a typewriter, because he's like these
Who's
are very
buying these books, Kissel? Who's
he
going
just
to buy
referenced
this
2
book?
authors that reminded him of that exact story. So
I mean,
people would.
You need more narrative than that.
I know we need a narrative. I'm just saying, if you just gave him the books for the description part, he could come up with some crazy stuff.
Well, when the supreme power brought the golden dishes back into the room, as he was wearing the apron of fine linen, he was no longer the supreme power. He was now what Joseph called the perfect waiter.
Oh, what's so nice about being a waiter? Still a sparkling blood? So we got specials today. We got some hairy deltas fresh from the living room.
Mr. Kallinger, I am not a waiter, sir. I am actually an actor who happens to be waiting tables at the time.
Tell me all about it. I am a shoemaker primarily, but also I'm an assassin for Jesus Christ.
Oh, okay. Well, that's great. So I thought you were going to say he thought she was Julia Childs, but...
So after bringing out dish after dish of cooked human remains, the perfect waiter finally brought out a sterling silver platter. On this surface, he had arranged the 4 heads of the women to point north, south, east, and west, and each one had an apple shoved into its mouth. And in the middle of the 4 heads, looking towards the ceiling, was who else but good old Charlie, who just looked at Joseph and gave him a wink.
Wink.
This is it's like a child's show from hell.
Yeah. Then, at that moment, a man whom Joseph assumed was the homeowner's husband walked into the vision. The man was stripped and blindfolded before he could see the meal before him, and the perfect waiter sat him down in a chair and tied him by the chest, leaving his arms free for movement. He sat and he ate, blindfolded, happy as a clam, smacking his lips, loving the whole thing.
Like when
This is good.
it's like when that person ate the human brains in Hannibal. Was it Hannibal when they did it? You're like, this is really... was that Ray Liotta's
That was
brain?
Ray Liotta. And wasn't he eating his own brain?
Something like that. He's like, this is quite tasty.
Yeah.
Brain is tasty.
Yeah.
Isolate the audio. Isolate the audio once again on Henry Zabrowski.
Then, when the man was done, the perfect waiter removed the blindfold, and the man screamed in horror at the sight of his wife's head. Then he fainted.
First person acting normal.
Absolutely.
Actually, if you enjoy this story, I would recommend The Story Must Be Told here on Last Podcast Network, because this sounds a lot like the types of stories that they write.
This is when you wanted to put on business owner hat? You wanted to do that now? This is the time. You have never plugged another show on this show ever.
It very much reminds me of their style.
And you think that's going to drive listenership to them? This is one of the most disturbing things I have ever heard. And you're like, now is the time. No, it is a great show. The Story Must Be Told right here on LP and Network.
Well, after that, the perfect waiter morphed back into the supreme power and cut off the man's testicles, penis, and head, then rearranged the table setting where the heads of husband and wife sat neatly together, and as a final touch, the supreme power placed the testicles in the husband's mouth.
Okay, there's something missing here. What's been... I know. Gotta put the ornaments on the tree.
Because you know what a part of it is? It's very much like... There was a music video, I think Radiohead, where they do there was like a cartoon.
You talking about the Paranoid Android video?
I think so. But the way of the kind of music video style of him cutting the heads off, where it's very perfunctory, it's very slice, the parts fall,
unemotional,
the body falls
matter of fact.
Yes.
Right. Okay. Interesting. Well, let me just take this time to plug Wizard and the Bruiser. It's another great show here on the Last Podcast
If
Network.
you love gutted women, you will love Holden McNeely's voice.
Yes, testicles in mouths. The Holden McNeely story.
So, after seeing all this, Joseph was perfectly satisfied that God's will had been done. Joseph Kallinger actually believed that what he had just seen had actually happened, and that he'd kicked off his world massacre with 5 brutal murders. So Joseph called out to Mike, motioned for him to come downstairs, and said, "Let's go." And then once again, they just left.
Yep.
But
So
now
these
the
people-
real people are alive upstairs.
There are 4 people tied up with wire hangers up in the bedroom. One of them has her entire face covered in a piece of tape. There's lighter fluid leaking into her eyes, and Joseph Kallinger just says, "Okay, let's go. Yeah, we're done here."
God.
And the break-ins and assaults continued after that, and only increased in brutality. About 2 weeks before Christmas, Joseph and Mike broke into a home at 3 p.m. in a suburb of Baltimore called Homeland, and Joseph orally raped a woman. About a month after that, they did it again at 9 a.m. in Dumont, New Jersey. And on both occasions, the supreme power had appeared, showing Joseph what to do. But just before the moment of murder, the vision went away, and the urge to kill left with it. But on January 8th, 1975, in the New Jersey town of Leonia, Joseph wouldn't need the double at all to commit his third and final murder. Again, Joseph used Mike as bait. The 12-year-old boy knocked on the door, and when the owner opened, Joseph pushed his way through, and the terrified woman immediately told him that her invalid grandmother was upstairs in bed. Not really caring, Joseph made the woman strip. Once she was undressed, Joseph began to walk up the stairs to kill the grandmother with the hunting knife he brought with him. But at that moment, the doorbell rang. It was the woman's sister and her son. Once again, Joseph and Mike had burst their way into a social function.
But also the way he put it is that he treated them with respect, and he was just like, I don't want to be doing this. I hate to be doing this. This is my job. I'm going to need you to remove your clothes.
Because it seems like you're doing it, and I'd prefer if you didn't do it.
I hate the fact that I'm doing this. And then he would go and do and be very like it was, but he felt that he was being nice. He just felt like they just didn't understand that he was a part of a massive quest.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah. Now, the woman's father had just suffered a heart attack, and on that day, family members and friends were coming by for tea in her time of need. Now, Joseph actually liked this idea. In his mind, the more people that showed up, the more he could kill all in one place, thereby getting him closer to his ultimate goal.
Not really, though, because it's still, again, 3 billion people you would have to do this to.
But even then, it's like, okay, well, I can kill one person today, or I can kill 5 people today. He likened it to the Nazis. He was like, okay, well, yeah, it was like the Holocaust. We get all these people all in one place, and we kill them all at once. Like that was efficiency.
That's what he said, straight up.
No,
was
I'm
just
sure
being like, it's like
The organization and the paperwork was absolutely fabulous with the Germans.
That is not surprising that he would sympathize with the Nazis' efficiency for murdering people.
Yeah, and that's all he sympathized with. It was just the process of it.
I hate their hats. But I'll tell you one thing: the shoes are some good stuff. Are some good shoes. Shiny leather shoes.
Now you're just fully Tony Clifton. That, of course, was the Andy Kaufman character for you young folks out there who don't know. It's a great character. Great movie. Man on the Moon.
So, Joseph brought the sister and her son inside and had them strip as well. Not too long after that, the doorbell rang again. Joseph opened the door and pointed his gun in the face of 2 women and a man and ordered them all inside. Joseph was in the process of stripping them as well when the doorbell rang again.
And at the door was Mr. Plum coming to join the party.
Ringing the bell this time was a young woman named Maria Fashing. She had taken the day off from her job as a nurse to come by and see how her friend was doing. But Joseph figured he'd change tack on this one. Instead of opening the door holding the gun, Joseph greeted her with a friendly hello and welcomed Maria inside.
All right, come inside. We're having just come have fun. We're having a little get together.
Just one question. Who the fuck are you? Why are you in this goddamn house? I've never seen you before.
I'm the perfect waiter.
Well, she just assumed that he was a family friend. And she assumed he was a family friend that she didn't know, and she returned the friendly greeting. He was like, hello. She was like, hi, how are you? But when she walked inside, she saw all of these people stripped, tied up on the floor. Now, Maria, she was a take no shit kind of girl. So instead of being scared upon seeing all of her friends tied up on the floor, she got pissed and tried untying everyone. She only stopped when the 12-year-old Mike pointed a handgun in her face.
Because Mike, this whole time in all of these break-ins, was in charge of the gun. Because he believed, because Joseph said he had the bigger penis, because it was much, much bigger. He was allowed to handle the gun. So all of this time, it's Joseph, like, literally being like, do what he wants to Mike. And Mike's this little kid being like, put your hands behind your back. Like as a little boy with a fucking loaded handgun in your mouth.
A 4'11", 12-year-old is pointing a handgun at you.
It is the closest thing to ever having a real-life attack by Chucky.
Yeah, it really is.
You just want to kick it. Every time you see that movie, you're like, just kick it. But then you realize it's a demon from hell. Yeah. It's really hard.
Kids are dangerous. That's what I take from this.
Absolutely they are.
But just as Joseph was getting Maria down to the ground, he had another vision. He saw a hunting knife, just like the one he was carrying, floating in the air, and there was something small stuck to the end of it.
Oh, what's that cute little thing? Oh, what's that funny? Is that some kind of lemur, or is that some kind of gecko? Or...
I don't think this is going to be good.
He soon realized that the tiny thing was his own penis.
Deja vu. That's what I'm having. Oh, there it is, my schmuckle. Oh, how I missed you. Come kisses. Kisses.
And that's when Charlie came. He told Joseph that he had no choice but to cut off a penis that day. Gotta do it today. There's gonna be a penis cut off. Yeah, a penis.
Not his own necessarily.
Not his own.
Okay.
And at that moment, Joseph began another full-blown immersive hallucination. This time, Joseph saw a long line of portraits, and in each portrait was a person from Joseph's past, and they were all making fun of his tiny penis.
Every comedian has the same hall of legends inside of their mind.
Is that what you're calling the hockey team that you grew up with?
This is
the Hall of Legends?
Those faces exist for every performer, reminding you of a tiny penis, and you got to get out there and you got to make them laugh, or your penis will fall off.
Right, he should have just gone to the stage.
His wife Betty was there, Joey was there, his ex-wife Hilda, his daughter Mary Jo, even his adopted parents came back to make fun of his little dick.
And the Tin Man came, and the Scarecrow, every single one of them. And it was like a family reunion, but I wish it was just centered around maybe how good of a shoemaker I am.
That would be nice. It sounds like a VR game that should never be made.
Well, supposedly, the vision of his mother said, quote,
Small, small, small. It will never get hot. Always soft, because the demon was cut out. You will always be a good boy and a good man. Never get into trouble.
Oh, man, that's... Oh, all right. Okay.
Mom, I tried. I wish I could. I gotta tell you what, but all that penis, you can take the demon out of the penis, but you can't take the penis out of the demon.
Are you putting Mama Tried on Joseph Kallinger?
I was going to say, we were just in Nashville. Is that the country version of this story?
Then the portraits vanished, along with the floating penis on the knife, and only Charlie was left. Joseph asked, quote,
Cut off my own cock?
And Charlie said,
Not yours, dumb cough. The big guy on the floor. His cock.
Charlie, I understand that you have a lot going on, but could you be nicer to me?
I don't got time for bedside manner. We've got cocks to cut off a guy.
I don't want to bring the audience out of this whatsoever because it's amazing, but we are in a hotel room, and I'm sure there's a family next to us that is calling security as we speak. So this is fun. That's what's fun about recording on the road, the opportunity for officers to come and knock on the door and make sure everything's okay.
Is that they're going to call the cops, but they're going to call casting services and say, there is an incredible voice actor in room, whatever room we're in.
So Joseph complied. He took the guy down to the boiler room of the house because, as he told Flora Schreiber, Joseph Kallinger had always been an underground man.
Yeah, I hate a penthouse. I hate windows.
No, I think it's because you like to dig and you like to then dump in the dig and then you ejaculate in the dig.
You know what? I completely forgot this shit in my hole today.
You did.
That's the problem. That's why my whole day has been off.
Well,
I didn't come properly once on top of my shit because it's so much fun to see. Because you know what's like? You ever had chocolate mousse with a nice like swirl of whipped cream at the top of it?
Yeah.
I make it out of my own body.
Out of your own body. Well, maybe go do that and then you wouldn't have to commit this act of murder.
Yeah, because when I'm in that hole, every day is Friday.
Well, once they were down in the boiler room, Joseph tied the man to a water pipe, bound his wrists and ankles with wire, and pulled down his pants. He then poked the guy in the testicles with his hunting knife, but stopped when he was struck with an idea.
This is ludicrous. What I'm doing right now is ludicrous.
I would agree. Yes, I agree with that.
He wasn't going to do this himself. Like he had with his sons, Joseph was going to delegate this mutilation. So Joseph went back upstairs and randomly chose Maria for the job. He said the choice was as impersonal as hailing a taxi. He said any one of the three women were going to take him where he wanted to go, so it didn't really matter which one he chose. So he picked up Maria and led her downstairs. She shuffled behind him because her ankles were still bound together, and she had no idea where she was going because she was blindfolded. Finally, once they got to the basement, Joseph told her what he wanted her to do. Either chew off this guy's penis or die.
Repeat that. This is literally what he asked her.
Either chew off this guy's penis or die.
But he's got a hunting knife. Why can't...
Because that's what God wanted.
God is really making some bad choices.
He's being weird today.
Yeah, I think so.
But to this, she said, kill me. I don't care if I live. So Joseph did just that. Without even thinking, Joseph plunged the hunting knife into the right side of her neck, pulled it out, and did it again and again. And the whole time, Charlie was screaming in Joseph's ear to do it more, do it more. So Joseph kept stabbing in the chest and in the back. But Maria didn't fall. She kept standing. Then Joseph heard Mike yelling from upstairs. One of their hostages had escaped and was now running out the door, screaming for help. Joseph and Mike had to go, but before they left, Joseph looked back into the boiler room one more time to see Maria still standing in her own blood. He said she was turning from right to left, and it looked like she was dancing.
That description chills me. Like I literally had a chill run up my spine.
Yeah, it's just, whoa, it's disgusting.
So they ran. And as they ran, they threw away the gun and the knife just a block from the home. They stopped at a baseball field and knelt down to a puddle of water where Joseph took off his coat, his jacket, his tie, and his shirt. He tried washing out the bloodstains, but they weren't coming out. So they kept running, taking the clothes with them until they came to a green shed. There, Joseph took his bloody green shirt and tie and threw it inside.
Out of sight, out of mind.
I guess so. My God.
After that, they hopped on a bus to New York City.
Oh, hell yeah.
Got off at Penn Station and had a slice of pizza.
Hey, you're tired. It's been a long day.
Yeah, New York City, where dreams are made of. That is, usually when people do this, they dress up to go to New York City, but I guess he kind of dressed down.
Yeah.
It's really bizarre to me, and I don't know why I keep on thinking about this, that he would dress up for this bizarre ritual ceremony that he would do, be like, going to work.
Yep.
And then when he's being a shoemaker, he's like, looking like I don't have a job.
Yep.
But technically, you're at work when you're making shoes.
Every single time he went out for all of these, he was dressed in a full suit and tie.
Reminds me of the German fella.
Yeah.
It is, I think it's on purpose.
Curtain.
It is elevating it to a ritual. All of this is very ritualistic.
Yeah. Well, finally, Joseph and Mike made it back home to Kensington and assumed they'd gotten away with the whole thing.
Woo!
Yeah.
That was close. I can't believe we almost got caught. That was crazy. And I got to tell you what, all we got to do is 2,999,999,998 more times.
Jeez. But now we have multiple witnesses who have seen this. And how often do you see a father-son duo break into multiple homes? I'm surprised this crime spree has been able to go on for this long.
Well, remember, this is not just happening in like a 2-mile radius around their house. This is happening in New Jersey. This is happening in Philadelphia. This is happening in Maryland. Like, this is like 3 states, and they're taking buses every single time they do this. They're taking buses hours away from their own home.
Right. Oh, so it was like it was a mini tour for them.
Yeah, and they might have gotten away with it, or at the very least, might have kept killing until they got caught, if not for one thing. Sewn into the label of the shirt Joseph left behind was the name Kallinger.
So dumb. So ridiculous. They are just, you know what? I'm going to even take that back because it's not fucking dumb. He's just sick as shit.
Yeah.
And he had no wherewithal. These were not these were they were premeditated, but also this is why we said in the first episode, this is like if Richard Chase had a job. Once he was activated into these crimes, he obviously was not thinking clearly.
Yeah.
So it wasn't that he was getting it wasn't like a Dennis Rader where everything was about the control.
Particular,
and everything was a choice that he made himself.
Right.
Like Dennis Rader, everything was a choice that he made. Every single fucking thing that he did.
He's living in this really bizarre version of the movie Dutch, just hanging out with this freaking kid. Are they having fun?
Yeah.
Is the kid literally like, we're going to New York City, going to have a slice of pie?
I don't know. Like, I really go back and forth on whether or not this kid was actually having fun, or whether he was just fucking terrified the entire time and was just going along because he was afraid that his father was going to murder him if he didn't.
One detail that shows me that he at least was raised not to enjoy it, but to be, was that he kept asking if he could sexually assault all the women.
But that's also according to Joseph.
Yeah.
Like, that's the thing, is that this is all all according to Joseph. This is according to what Joe says. I think Michael was at the very least like compliant, but I have a hard time saying that he's complicit because he's 12 years old.
Well, he was in danger.
Yeah,
the entire time.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right.
Well, the two of these guys had been seen running by a woman named Eva Rummy, who was out walking her dog. She had seen these guys running away from the scene, and eventually the shirt was found. 9 days later, the cops showed up on Kallinger's front porch. On January 17th, 1975, Betty was watching the Rockford Files while Joseph and Mike were looking through their stolen coin collection when they heard a knock at the door. See, by this time, the cops had put together a picture. The shirt was damning evidence, of course, but Joseph had also left a fingerprint behind at the luncheon in Susquehanna Township. And the M.O. and the description of a man with a young boy had been linked to other cases in the area. Word was starting to get around. So on January 17th, 19 cops from 3 different states burst into the Kallinger home armed with shotguns and arrested one of the most bizarre and dangerous monsters Philadelphia has ever seen.
Oh, thank goodness that they ended that story.
And they really did the full fucking rollout.
Yeah.
Because that's how you know when you get the cops really mad, when they just show up being like, we're going to put you in the fucking anklets. We're going to throw you in the back of this car. We are going to get you.
I mean, honestly, though, by today's standards, that would have been a tank, a helicopter, maybe lockdown of the whole neighborhood, semi-automatics for sure.
As far as what happened to Michael, he was put into foster care and moved in with a relative of Betty's. He got put on probation until he was 21, and after that, he moved out of Pennsylvania, changed his name, and faded into obscurity. And he's probably still alive, living somewhere in America. I mean, this was not that long ago. At all.
No,
and he was young.
I
mean, I hope he came back because I know Flora Schreiber tried getting a hold of him, and the foster parents that Michael had told her to fuck off.
Oh, I bet.
They were like, fuck off. We do not want to talk about this. He does not want to talk about this. We want to put this behind us forever.
Yeah. I don't think we'll be getting him anytime soon, and I think he should just move on. And
I hope he's put it all behind him. It's probably not much of a surprise that Joseph Kallinger tried the insanity defense.
Yeah.
But in both of his trials, one in Pennsylvania and one in New Jersey, the jurors deliberated for just a little over an hour before handing down a guilty verdict.
Yeah.
And this is understandable. During Kallinger's trial, he was a little, shall we say, over the top with his actions. He started moving like a snake again. He'd moan and groan. He chirped like a bird, and he started doing that Christara chant.
Look at me. This is my time in the sun.
It is funny because I think that does prove that he's crazy. I get why the jurors were like, that's totally fake.
Yeah.
But it is funny that he's like, how do I act crazy? And it's like, you know what? The one rule of improv, be yourself.
Be yourself.
Honestly, you don't even have to act.
I just want them to see. I want them to know how crazy I am.
You know, client Kallinger, just you are the crazy. You are it, dude.
You may not want
I
to
do mean that. You can be crazy, I promise you.
Really?
Yeah.
What do you think, Charlie?
As far as the jurors were concerned, Kallinger was full of shit. But honestly, Kallinger probably should have been found not guilty by reason of insanity. This, of course, isn't so he can be treated and let back out into the streets. That's one of the fallacies of not guilty by reason of insanity. No matter what, Joseph Kallinger was never going to be a free man ever again. Just like Ed Gein was never going to be a free man ever again. But since Ed Gein was found not guilty by reason of insanity, he went to a hospital.
Yeah, and at least he had doctors looking at him. He didn't have to be mixing with all these all of the worst criminals of the world.
Well, it's not even about mixing Ed Gein with the worst criminals of the world or about mixing Joseph Kallinger with the most dangerous criminals in the world. It's exposing a dangerous and unstable individual like Joseph Kallinger to other humans.
Yeah.
Right. He needed to be an ISO.
Ed Gein would not have been a danger to other people, but he's definitely like, we should keep tabs on this guy.
Keep tabs on this guy.
Absolutely.
But you're putting Joseph Kallinger in a gen pop with a guy who might be in for
tax evasion.
Like
whatever.
a non-violent drug offense, something like that.
Those fuckers, I'd like to see them get a taste of it. It'd be nice for those like white collar criminal guys to show up. They have a TV in their room, and all of a sudden next door they hear, "Hey, buddy, hey, tell me, you got a penis still?"
And pretty soon after receiving the mandatory life sentence, Joseph The violence began almost immediately. He started setting fires in prison. He assaulted another inmate. And eventually he was sent to a hospital for the criminally insane, but it was far too late for that. It was after he'd been in prison for years.
Send him to Arkham.
Yeah. Actually, let's let Joseph himself tell the story in this clip from an interview that Joseph Kallinger did with Geraldo, of all people.
Geraldo is a man who is he is able to find the worst people on earth and just get the interview.
But this clip is the only clip I could find of Kallinger talking or any kind of interview with him. And if you could just see his fucking face.
He is out of his, he is medicated as heavily as a person can be medicated, because you can hear the way his mouth is dry, and a lot of schizophrenia medication like causes dry mouth. But his eyes are just barely open.
Okay.
He's medicated to the top of his fucking head.
These voices from God, these hallucinations, do you still experience them?
Yes, I do.
Often?
Often.
Do you ever feel violent?
Yes, I do.
What do you feel like doing?
Killing people.
You still feel like killing people?
Yes.
Describe the feeling that you get when you feel like killing people.
Well, last March 11th, I was hallucinating, and I took a razor blade and I cut a man's throat.
Here in the hospital?
Here in the hospital.
Do you think you'd murder me, Joe?
Yes.
That's gruesome, Joe. That's horrible.
Yes, it is.
And you don't blame me if I say I hope you never get out of this place.
I hope I never do either.
Well, Geraldo shouldn't have made it about him. That's actually
I know.
But
You didn't even kill me,
okay.
Geraldo?
I really hate when interviewers are like, I'm also one of the stars. It's like, no, you have to be the interviewer.
Yeah.
But okay, fascinating. So he, even heavily medicated, he was still like, there's no cure in this dude.
No.
He is,
No. He was gone. Way too far. Like, it's just, it just has to be, you put this person in a box forever. And that's the thing, is that the violent streak just continued throughout his time at the hospital, and he eventually landed in solitary in 1991, and that's where he died in 1996.
Wow.
Once again, alone in a hole of his own making.
All right, Joseph Kallinger. Well, guys, that story was it was intense, but quite fascinating, and of course not very well known. Well, thank you all so much for listening. If you do have any mental health issues, please seek help. All of us have experienced our own version of treatment, whatever it might be, because everyone was suffering in this story. And of course the sympathy is you have to take responsibility for your actions, but my God, get frickin' help.
No, that's all. That's what I always say about mental health. It is not your fault, but it is your responsibility. I'm bipolar myself, and I have been getting treatment for 14 years now.
But it's nice to have you as a friend, because it's like I have 3 friends. Which one's he going to be today? No, you are extremely stable.
Fabulously unwell.
What Henry is going to be today? Oh, it's the mean Polish Henry today.
Hungry. He could have used some help.
He could have. He could have used some help when he was a child. He could have used it from the time that he was 15 and started laughing uncontrollably and writhing like a snake. That was the time to get help. Or when he when he blacked out and ended up in Hazleton, Pennsylvania.
Right. You're just talking about any single time, any moment in his entire life, somebody could have helped him.
Yeah. Somebody could have helped him. But it was also a different time. It was the 50s and 60s. When people just kind of put him in and put him out. And there was also not a lot of treatment available. But we're almost in 2020. We're 2019 now, so there's a lot of options out there available for people who need help. So if you're experiencing these sorts of delusions, these sorts of things, like definitely get help as soon as you can.
And contact a real therapist. Don't just email side stories lprtl@gmail.com.
Please do not just email. No, we are not mental health professionals in any way, shape, or form.
This is the only thing we know how to do.
Contact actual mental health professionals.
He was laughing and writhing as a kid. Of course, he did black out and end up in Hazleton, New Jersey. With any luck, he would have turned out to be Axl Rose, but it just did not happen.
The snake dance.
It did not happen.
Now I'm dancing with Mr. Brownstone.
You know what? We like the writhing, but your voice is horrible for GNR.
What's wrong with my voice?
Well, it's just a little bit too not
perfect. It's absolutely amazing.
Okay.
My little pancake.
Take me down to the paradise city.
And the birthday is burning and the girls are playing.
Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, we're trying to get laid here, not scare all the women. So, all right. Well, thank you all so much for listening, and thanks for everyone who came out to our live shows. We're excited to see you in Pittsburgh tomorrow.
Yeah.
Cincinnati was beautiful. Didn't get a chance to have the chili, but we'll be back there and we'll have it then.
I don't want. I'm going to just straight up say I don't want the chili.
I don't want it. I have no desire.
I know, but we have to have a bit of the culture. We just couldn't get out of the show early enough.
If someone showed up with the chili and said, have this chili, I would eat some of the chili. Yes, I'm not going to refuse
that's how
chili.
you get a demon curse put on you.
Yes. Hopefully it's not.
But never, ever show up to an event with a bowl of chili.
If that's what you're doing.
Here, I've given you a gift of one of the things that's most easy to have my fecal matter in.
No, I did it. I did take in some of the culture. I went out to Hail Dark Aesthetics in Cincinnati. It's a great little record and oddity store. Hey, you do? Yeah.
We drank at the weirdest bar in Cincinnati called Old O'Malley's in the Alley, which I don't know if I can even recommend.
No, I'm not going to recommend it necessarily, but I will say we took an Uber and it was only 2 blocks a walk from our apartment or from our hotel. But when we stepped outside, it seemed very dangerous.
I was very high and very paranoid.
Yes, we did do that, and then it got intense.
Yeah.
All right, everyone. Well, thank you so much for listening. We want to do a plug. I want to say this one thing about Jason Signs.
Yeah.
He's a great comedian. He's a good friend of ours. He had a tragic accident. Was it mid-January of last year?
It was closer. It was like December. He is paralyzed from
December. That's right.
It looks like he's paralyzed from the chest down. He is in the middle of starting physical therapy, but it took months for him to even get to be able to be well enough to start physical therapy.
Yep.
So he's in really dire straits. There's been a GoFundMe that's been started, and they raised $150,000 for him, which is not even fucking scraping the barrel, which is where we're at now, which is awful. But what we have
by the way, the fact that comedians have to be like, let's put our health insurance caps on and see if we can't raise some money
is really difficult. But we are having a very special series of events. It is multiple shows in multiple cities on the same night. Monday, April 1st, April Fool's Day in Los Angeles. It's at the Regent Theater at 448 South Main Street. Tickets are at signsbenefitla.com. That's for the LA show, hosted by me, Ed Larson, and Jackie Zabrowski. You're going to come out. Honestly, this show's going to be fucking hilarious.
It's going to be a great show.
It's going to be a lot of fun honoring a great guy. NYC, I will be there with the one and only, the recently married Holden McNeely. And again, that'll be April 1st, April Fool's Day, Arlene's Grocery, which is 95 Stanton Street in the Lower East Side. So come hang out with us. It'll be for a good cause, and hopefully we can help out Jason as much as we possibly can.
Yeah, because, and it's not like going to be, what I like about this show is that it's genuinely, it's got, in LA, we have some of the best comedians in the world that are going to be there. Shasir Zamata, Jermaine Fowler, Rory Scovel, Jeff Ross, Adam Conover, if you like his show, Adam Ruins Everything, Jared Logan, who's a friend of the show, Kara Clank, Nick Vatterott. It's going to be a really funny night.
Yeah, actually, I will say that show has some of my favorite comedians ever. Like that is a fucking murderer's row right there.
And New York has got fucking who I love, Sean Patton, who I've been seeing forever.
Oh yeah, Chris Gethard's going to be there. There's going to be a lot of great performers. Danny St. Germain, Rami Youssef.
Yeah, and Jason Signs. I mean, he's part of the LPN family. Longtime listeners of the network will know that we used to do Unlimited Lives back in the day.
That's right.
And Jason Signs was a co-host of that show for a long time. So yeah, come on out and support one of our own.
Absolutely. And if you're going through anything, we had a lot of people talking about the death of KB. Thank you so much for being so sweet and honoring him with T-shirts that say Bird Luger Forever and those kinds of things. And if you've lost a loved one, it's really, really hard. And so anyway, we're here for you.
Yeah.
And
so again, thank you guys for your support, honestly, from everything. Thank you for your mental support. Thank you for giving to the Patreon. Thank you for coming to the shows. It means so goddamn much to us.
Absolutely. And can we say Berlin out loud and Stockholm
we can say Berlin and Stockholm. I mean, they are on sale, man.
Awesome.
Fucking come out. Yes. I can't wait to go to fucking shit town Berlin, man. I want to see some poo-poo porn, man.
Wait.
I want to see some live.
You want to see some poo-poo porn in Berlin?
If you're going to see it anywhere, it's like if you go to Costa Rica, get the coffee. Right? If you go to, use what you want to do. You know what I mean?
Great. Yes.
Yeah, and we have announced all of the tour dates for the Back in the Habit World Tour.
Back in the Habit.
There's a lot of them. We have May 17th, Kansas City. May 18th, Denver. May 19th, Salt Lake City. May 30th, Vancouver. May 31st, Seattle.
Ooh.
June 1st, Portland.
Yep.
July 18th, Oakland. July 20th, San Diego. July 21st, Los Angeles. September 4th, Dublin. September 6th, Bristol. The 7th, we got Edinburgh. The 10th, we got Manchester. The 11th, it's Birmingham. The 13th, it's London. I think we're going to try to add another show to London.
Yep.
We're working on it right now. And then the 16th, it's Stockholm. And then we're going to end it all with September 18th. In Berlin.
Cannot wait. Also, July 21st in LA. That's my birthday.
Hey!
And I'm celebrating this year, so you can come and bring me happy birthday things. I don't know how to celebrate birthdays.
You don't know. You really don't know how to celebrate a birthday.
I don't know how to.
It's taking you a while.
Gifts.
Yes, you feel free. I've never but feel free to say happy birthday to me.
That's actually a big leap for you.
That is good.
I talked to my friend Cena about it.
You've broken up with
good.
women over celebrating your birthday.
I just don't like to celebrate my birthday because I feel like, again, birthdays are for the dying, funerals are for the living. But I have decided we don't have many left.
Yeah.
I don't know why I'm saying that.
You only
I'm
have
37
4
years
left.
Old. I might have 4 left. So, all right, everyone. Thank you so much for listening. Hail yourselves.
Hail Satan.
Again.
Magustalations.
Hail me, if you will, please. This show is made possible by listeners like you. Thanks to our ad sponsors, you can support our shows by supporting them. For more shows like the one you just listened to, go to lastpodcastnetwork.com.
Courage. I learned it from my adoptive mom. Hold my hand.
You hold my hand.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care at adoptuskids.org. You can't imagine the reward. Brought to you by Adopt US Kids, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, and the Ad Council.
This episode is brought to you by Opill, the first over-the-counter daily birth control pill available in the U.S. Opill is FDA approved, full prescription strength, and estrogen-free. Plus, there's no prescription needed. Finally, the days of needing a prescription for birth control are over. Opill is available online and at most major retailers. Take control of your health and reproductive journey with Opill. Birth control in your control. Use code BIRTHCONTROL for 25% off your first month of Opill at opill.com.